I don't think you need much more introduction than that. Mr. Graham Hancock.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's consider an extraordinary possibility. Could there be a lost civilization lurking as yet undetected?
I don't think you need much more introduction than that.
Far back in remote
Mr. Graham.
history. Could the myths of a former golden age brought to an end by an immense global cataclysm be true? Plato provides the archetype with the story of Atlantis, for which he's the earliest surviving source. He describes Atlantis as having advanced architecture, advanced agriculture, advanced shipbuilding technology and seafaring skills, and advanced social and political organization. It was once a beautiful and generous culture, but in time became arrogant, cruel, and materialistic. In a ringing phrase that should remind us of the behavior of advanced technological societies today, Plato tells us that it ceased to carry its prosperity with moderation, as though in punishment for this hubris, the universe slapped Atlantis down in a single dreadful day and night of fire, earthquakes, and flood. It was swallowed up by the sea and vanished. Mankind had to begin again like children with no memory of what went before. The view of historians and archaeologists is that Plato made the whole story up. Today, anyone who takes Atlantis seriously can expect to be accused of archaeological fantasy or worse, of fraud. Archaeologists have worked out timelines to construct what I call the house of history. These timelines, showing slow, steady, evolutionary progress, are used to argue that there's no room in our past for an advanced prehistoric civilization like Atlantis, or for a cataclysm big enough to have wiped it out. But new science, not yet taken into account by historians and archaeologists, should give us pause for thought. As we'll see, there's now growing recognition that an extinction-level global cataclysm unfolded very recently, right in the foundations of the house of history, between 12,800 and 11,600 years ago. Could this newly discovered cataclysm be connected in some way to the cataclysm of earthquake, flood, and fire that Plato tells us destroyed Atlantis? Cataclysmic events shake and reshape the world and allow new stories to emerge. 65 million years ago, the dinosaurs were wiped out in a global cataclysm. If their line survives at all today, it may be in chickens and other birds. But at the same time, a little shrew-like creature, the ancestor of the mammalian line, was skulking in the primeval forests, going nowhere. Once the dinosaurs were cleared out of the way, however, that shrew began to evolve. And 65 million years later, here we are, the new rulers of the world. So at risk of oversimplification, what happened 65 million years ago was so huge that it turned dinosaurs into chickens and shrews into human beings. It's now universally agreed that the cataclysm was caused by a 6-mile wide chunk of rock from outer space, hitting the Earth at about 70,000 miles an hour. Scientists are divided on whether the culprit was an asteroid or a comet, but whether asteroid or comet, it left a distinct fingerprint in the Earth. A layer of ash and soot marking the KT boundary, the Cretaceous-Tertiary boundary, that is filled with iridium, carbon microspherules, nanodiamonds, melt glass similar to trinitite, and other minerals subjected to huge temperatures in excess of 2,200 degrees centigrade, the boiling point of quartz, across enormous areas of the Earth's surface. These are the characteristic chemical signatures of a colossal cosmic impact. Nothing else can account for them. They're referred to as impact proxies. Lewis and Walter Alvarez were the father-son team